Hello there friends, I'm April San Pedro and welcome to another video. In this video, I want to share with you this notebook from Midori. It's called Hibino. So I'm pretty sure if you're into the stationery world and journal look out, you've probably saw this journal by now. So up until now, I'm still a bit confused what would be my 2024 journal lineup. And if you're into journaling and planners, I'm pretty sure you understood my dilemma because as you can see, there are so many wonderful journals and planners out there. Aside from the price consideration, of course, the commitment of being consistent in using them by next year is also another reason why I cannot decide yet. But anyway, at some point, I decided that I would want to try this journal from Midori. So I've seen this, I think, last year, but never really get to look into it that much, except this year. And when I found out that the Hibino is also using a Tomoe River instead of the Midori paper, that's one thing that actually caught my attention. However, I was having second thoughts if I should use this or the Midori Diary A5, which is the one day one page, because I really like the layout of the one day one page layout. It's just clean. However, I still like to use the Tomoe River paper because I really enjoyed using them when I was using the Hobonichi Day Free few years ago. So at some point, I decided to finally get this one because this one really sell out really fast. So if you happen to see someone selling this one, I tell you, grab it right away because it's so hard to find this. Most of the resellers, especially here in the Philippines, they're not available anymore. I got really lucky that I was still able to get one from Scribe because I decided really late, and I think they launched this one like really early. October maybe, or like early November, and it sells out really fast. I want to share with you what's inside and the reason why I've thought of this and if I'll be using this for next year. Okay, so the packaging is pretty much just on point. Just a clear plastic. So I got this from Scribe. It's around 2,495. I think Scribe's price is relatively very nice because I think they are the official reseller of Midori. They can really offer you a very good price. But you can find this for around 2,500 to 3,000 pesos. One consideration that I was having second thought about this journal is because it's a bit pricey. I had probably the most expensive journal I had was the Sumkin and the Hobonichi, and they're just around 1,500 or less than 2,000. But this one, it's really over my budget, but I just thought, let's just see if I can work with it or something like that. So this is the journal. It comes with some catalog on how to use it, but of course it's in Japanese, but it's pretty much visuals. You can use it as your diary or you can draw in it, pretty much everything. You know the drill, especially if you're into journals. The cover is made out of I'm not sure what this is called, but if you're familiar of a Holy Bible, the old one, it kind of feels that way. So it's a faux leather, I assume, but it's very soft. So it's like a soft leather, and then on the side you can find this gold embossed 2024 together with the logo. It also comes with a cover sleeves which is cute if you're into ephemeras. So definitely you can use this for your ephemeras. So here you can just see it's very on point, and it kind of really looks like a small Holy Bible, right? It comes in two colors. So this one is the light blue, and then there's also a camel or a brown color. So there are just only two colorways for this journal. I wanted to get the color brown or the camel, but that one really sell out so fast. Surprisingly, the blue one is also not that bad. I mean, I would really prefer a neutral colors for my journal, but this one is on the pastel side, a lighter color of blue, so kind of feels like it's fun or light feel, if you know what I mean. Okay, so this is an A6 size. Just to give you a comparison, this is the A6 size of Hobonichi, and this is how they differ. So you might be wondering why the Hibino is so thick compared to Hobonichi. Although this one is a day-free Hobonichi Techo, so it's not a 365 days journal or planner. But this one is actually a 2-day page journal. I'm actually not sure if this belongs in the journal or planner side, but nonetheless, it depends on how you use it. So let's see what's inside. So here you'll find a brown paper at the start, and then the Hibino 2024, and calendar for 2024, and then 2025. And then there's a future log from January to December. It's just one spread. Now, if you're using this for your daily planner, it depends on how you would use it, but the way I would use my planner, this is really small for me. The space is really small. But if you're not that heavy writer when it comes to your to-do list and all your errands and stuff, like, or important details that you need to write on, this might work for you, I think. So after the future log, you'll find a monthly page. So you can use this already for the month of December this year. And then there's also an icon for moon, I think. Yeah, so this one is an icon for moon. This is a half moon, new moon, half moon, and then full moon. And then there are few words here or quotes in Japanese. I assume those are Japanese holidays. If you're a heavy writer when it comes to planning, just like me, the space is really small. However, what I do like about this is it's straight to the point. So unlike Hobonichi, that they have so many codes, so many words in Japanese or in English, this one is just straight to the point, except for the holidays and some few icons. So the monthlies goes up until, I believe this is until January. Yeah, so it's until January 2025. And it has a marker for every month as well. This one, just in light brown color. So I hope you can see it as well, that the pages has a grid line page. But upon checking, the grid line is way too small compared to Hobonichi. So I think Hobonichi is using 5mm, or let's see if we can find an information here in English. Okay, so the grid line is at 2.5 mm. So it's really small. So if you have a small handwriting, you might find that useful. If you have a big handwriting, I have a small handwriting, but I still find the 2.5 really small for me. But you can opt not to use the grid line as your guide for writing, because this is really light. The print is really light, so it could be a guide, but it could also be just a background if you want to write on it as well. I think that one reason that I like this also is because of the print and the paper. The paper is in cream, or the paper is cream, not white. And I'm kind of used to of a cream paper. So just like my Blanco planners, they are in cream color. I think that's one reason that I like this one, because it gives me a cozy feeling whenever I'm writing. So, but anyway, the grid line, I'm not sure if I can work with it, because I remember when I tried the Hobonichi Techo Day Free, which is this one. So let me give you an example. So the first time I tried this one, I had a hard time with the grid line. And to think the grid line for this is, I'm not sure if this one is 5 mm or the A6 is smaller, because I've heard the Hobonichi Techo, that's the one in 5 mm, because it is adjusted for English letters compared to Japanese characters. So they adjusted that one, the grid line. But I think this one is smaller than 5 mm. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you a little comparison. So this is the best I can do because I don't have an empty Hobonichi anymore. So as you can see, the lines for Hobonichi is a bit bigger in dash line, and this is the Hibino grid line, and it's also in dash design. Yeah, it's in dash line as well. And I'm not sure if you can also see the color of the pages. So this one is white and this one is cream. So yeah, that's one thing. And another thing that I mentioned a while ago, this is 2-page journal. Well, at first, I didn't mind having a 2-page because the purpose of me buying this one is for the daily journaling. I was actually really looking for a daily journal that comes with dates, because I enjoyed using this one. This one is from ABC, and this was my daily journal from last 2022, and I really enjoyed using 1 page per day. I don't have to think about going through the dates and all. Although this one is semi-undated because you can use it any time of the year, except that it has a number per day. But unlike this one, you should really use this on the specific year because the cover itself has a year title. So at first, I didn't mind that it's A6, although I'm really used to having a smaller space for my journal. As you can see, I started with this one, and this one is, I think, a B6 size, or if not, bigger than A6. So as you can see, it's wider, it's taller. So this size is pretty okay with me. I was able to put some ephemeras, and then I can also add few photos. Let's see, yeah, here, a few photos, and then some titles, and then if I feel like writing, there's also a space for that. So this space, it's okay. Yeah. So I got used to this kind of space. But what I'm really used to is the Traveler's Notebook one spread. So that one is really bigger compared to this one. I had second thoughts with A6 because I know A6 size is quite small for me. But when I tried the Hobonichi Day Free, what I did was I used the 1 spread or 2 pages per day. So when I found out that this one is a 2-page journal, then I thought, okay, so even though it's an A6 size, I can use the 1 spread compared to just 1 day per page, which I think I would really have a hard time working on that because I'm a heavy writer here. Like, I really like writing on my journal. Plus, I like adding ephemeras and photos. So, an A6 size and 1 page per day for my journaling would be a challenge. For the dailies, 2 pages, and then it comes with an icon here. I believe this is a weather icon. So if you want to log the weather during that day, then you can just encircle, color, or do something about that. And then on the right side, it has a calendar and then the number of the day. So let's say for May 10, it's the 131 day over 366 days. And then the months, as you can see, it has a marker here on the side. So you would know, aside from the marker, it also has a number. So you would know right away that this is the month of May. And then that goes until December 31, or yeah, just until December 31, in a blank grid spread at the back. And then your personal memo, and then just the brown paper. And that's it. It's very simple, and I really like the Tomoe River feel. It's very thin. I think this one is the thinner. Let me check if this is thinner than, oh yeah, they're pretty much the same GSM with the day free. I'm not sure with the other Hobonichi, but this one, they're pretty the same. They have the same GSM for the paper. So that's why, even though it's a 2-page journal and a 366 journal with monthlies, it's thicker than Hobonichi, but it's still not bad. Like, it's, I would say, for a 365 page plus few more for the monthlies and the calendars, this is not a bad size. Oh, also it has a bookmark here. So it has a 2 bookmarks ribbon, one maroon and one dark green, that you can use for your journaling. Okay, so these are my thoughts with the Midori Hibino journal. I was actually excited when I got this one because I really wanted to use this as my daily journaling. However, for the past few weeks that I've been checking on it, I realized I'm not sure if I can really work with the very small grid lines, because I like working with either a plain page, or I'm okay with dot grid or grid line, but this one is really too small for me. And I realized that this might be too small for my need for my daily journaling. Daily journaling meaning it's more of the memory keeping, so just like the use of this one. So I like using ephemeras, photos, I like adding titles with big stamps and all. The 2-page is fine, but I'm not sure if it will work for me. So the second idea that I have for this, if not for my daily memory keeping journal, I've thought of using it as my morning pages, or just a random thought journal. So I had that way back. I started a not really morning page journal, but more of just like a random journal. Like, I don't have to be creative about it. I don't have to think about filming it or anything. It's just more of like my random thoughts. So I'm using a Zoomkin for that. And I started this last 2021. However, I'm not even half of it. So as you can see, it's just mostly words. So this is how I distress my mind, or random things that it's not faith related or memory keeping related. So just anything that I want to write. So this is what I use. It's a lined Sumkin notebook. So I've thought of using that one for this because I really like writing on Tomoe River paper. So like this one, especially if it's crumpled or crinkled. So I like the sound of it. However, it's a commitment because I have to fill in 2 pages per day, and I was contemplating if I can actually do it. Apparently, upon reflecting, I realized I cannot commit on that, especially for next year. So, I mean, I'm thinking this one, I started it last 2021 and I'm still not halfway through. So, I want to finish this one. I've been continuing to write on this year, but on a very random day. So I'm not sure if I can commit to writing here daily with a 2-page journal. Plus, I still have a memory keeping journal that I wanna be consistent on. So that's one thing that I actually consider for my journal. Third idea that I wanted to use this journal for, because I really like the journal. It's something new. I like the paper, so I really wanted to use and maximize the journal. So the third idea that I have is for my faith journal or prayer journal, which is something like this. But then I realized when I used the day free back into 2022, this one works for me well, because even though I cannot journal on a daily basis, I don't have to be pressured to finish it, or I don't have to be pressured to journal in it every day, because I'll just work page by page because it doesn't have a date at the back. And I was checking my daily journaling back then. So I realized for January, this is the best journaling day I can do. So as you can see, I still miss some of the days. And then as the months go by, it became lesser and lesser. So I write words or one word whenever I journaled here. So I would know this day I actually journaled, or I have an entry for that day. So as you can see, there was no month that I was able to commit journaling every day. And I was actually committed on doing this, but still I cannot do it every day. So that's when I realized, all right, I think I really have to be practical about it. And I don't want to waste this journal that I might miss a lot of pages. I kind of don't like the idea of missing a lot of pages. So here, I truly enjoy this because even though I did not journal every day, there are no missed pages. I was actually unhappy when I found out that there are more pages at the back that I cannot use for my journaling, because yeah, these are irrelevant for my style of journaling. So I was unhappy that I have so many extra pages here that I cannot use. But nonetheless, the empty ones, I was really able to maximize. Then when I used this one, the daily journal, I also didn't like the idea that I have so many empty pages. So just like this one. But it wasn't so bad because, so see, even with my daily journaling for memory keeping, that you can just take whatever you want, write simple words just to remember what happened during that day. It's still hard to keep up. But, this one maybe I think is not so bad if I miss some of the days. But I have 3 lineups for my journal for next year. So one for my faith journal, the other one is for memory keeping, and then the the morning pages. But the morning pages, I'm assuming it's just not on a daily basis. So upon reflecting on my journal lineup, I think it would be so hard to keep up if I do 3 daily journals, because I just don't have enough time. So I realized this one will probably not a good fit for my lineup next year. So in conclusion, I think I might have to move on to another journal for my memory keeping, because this one is just too small for me and the grid line as well. So there, if you're looking into journals, I hope this one was a helpful video for you. If you were intrigued by this notebook, I hope I was able to give you insights when it comes to the pages and the use of it. Don't get me wrong, I really like this notebook or this journal. If had it fits my journal needs, I would definitely go for this. Except that I cannot keep it because it has a year title. So if I won't use it this next year, then it will just become a waste. But once I'm done with this notebook, I would definitely try this one for my morning pages, because I really like writing on Tomoe River, and this one will probably work for me if I finish this already. So there you go. Let me know what you think about the Midori Hibino, and if you're getting one or if you're looking for it. If you have any thoughts about it or any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you. Alright, thank you for watching, friends. Have a good day. Bye.